Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here, and yeah, Sunday evening, meaning that the Australian uranium market is opening in roughly 3 hours, I think, maybe four, depending on, yeah, I think 3 to 4 hours there it is opening. And I am very, very excited, very bullish, maybe too bullish. And that's actually something that I'm pretty scared of from time to time, because whenever you get too bullish on something, that's usually, but again, looking at the charts, I mean, I think this is just the beginning. Looking at the URA, the URNM also breaking out heavily. So yeah, this could be the sort of something major, which I think we are just about to be a part of. And for this, I did a um, a question on Twitter where I would take suggestions for a mixed video last evening, and I got roughly 50 feedback. So thank you very much for this. I have tried to record it on a dual. I split the screen, into two screens, so I have the charting and I have the questions. I just did a test, and from what I can see, the charts, the window from the chart is a lot smaller. Again, I will do this once here, and then let me know in the comments below how you liked it. Maybe you people on the cell phone will have an issue. iPad should be fine. A PC and even a TV should be no problem. Let me know what you think about this format. This might be the one and only time I do this, depending on, yeah, what you guys are saying. So I think I will do this in a two-part video, because 50 questions, I'll take one from each. Some of you have posted multiple tickers, that's fine, but I'll take one from each. Some of them I've seen before many times, some of them are brand new. And I will do this as a two-part video because I need a break in between, toilet, having some water, and so on. And but yeah, as always, like, subscribe, do your thing, and yeah, let's see what the week brings. Definitely last week price action for uranium was really, really, really good. We can do it very quickly here for the URNM. In my view, we took out one of the most important trend lines. Looking at the monthly here, coming across from there. You could argue that this is a bit of a skewed inverted head and shoulders as well. We're breaking out here almost, taking out the 2021 highs. Looking at the URNM, we have taken the 2021 highs. We broke that bull flag. Wave 3 is in full on mode to the upside, really. 100%, 100% measured move from there to there is roughly at 200. We are at 60, URNJ. We don't have much data, but definitely that is a beautiful candle in the making. It looks really, really good. The only downside, if you can call it that, is that we have a gap here from Friday where we gapped up and blasted higher. Again, this is a standard textbook breakaway gap. They don't get filled as often, but they do, but definitely keep that in mind. So it could be that we have that, pullback here and people are like, oh, this is not it. But in my view, it is just a big retest and a gap fill in the making if that happens. So let's see where we are. And back to what this video will be about. Questions or suggestions from you guys. Starting with my good friend from Triangle Investor. He's talking about the BBB. Let's look at BBB. As mentioned, some of them I have seen before. Some of them I have not. So some of them will be, without any trend lines and so on. This is BBB, Brixton Metals. Quite well-defined chart in my view. Upper golden rail, lower support. And that shouldn't be, I wanted to make that white. There it is. And actually we are hitting it right here, right now. So you could be buying it here again. Also the fact that we have some sort of bullish setup there. So you could be buying it here if you want to play it aggressively, or you can wait a few days. You can see here if we get a bounce with some volume, or the safe play is obviously to wait for the breakout of that golden trend line. We are now at 0.12, and the breakout is roughly 100% from now. But definitely there are different ways to play it, but it is well defined, and that's what I like about a chart. So I find this very interesting to say the least. Not that I'm buying or doing anything at the moment, but it is very interesting. Let's see here again. We have MOOCs. I know MOOCs. I have looked at it. I think I did here it is. So this is a longer term view. And what I like about this chart is also the well-defined peaks. Or, you can see that was the 2020 lows. Beautiful, perfect touch of that golden trend line here. It is just insanely well-defined. We have one similar now, more or less, coming down there and here. So what I like about this chart right now is we have the the September 2022 lows there. This was the March 2020. And now we tagged it, and now we're actually bull flagging right here. Again, hitting a massive resistance and then just bullish sideways consolidation is always a strong sign. And you just wait for that breakout in my view, and then this one has a lot of legs to go to the upside from MOOCs. And then we have E-SIG for life, looking at alligator. So with that is H. We also cover this very, very often on the uranium miners recap in Australia, and I will do this tonight, I think, or tomorrow, depending on how long time this one takes. But again, H looks fantastic. We broke that long-term consolidation here, one big bull flag bullish pennant breakout, and now we are blasting higher. We made a new resistance line there, but anyways, breakout, and now we're just going higher, in my view. We're going to, in my view, looking at this, we are going to hit that, the 2021 highs, based on what I see here, and that would be a big resistance. Also, it also aligns up perfectly with a lot of tops over here, but again, that is the next stop in my view, roughly 0.11. And also look at that weekly candle, beautiful, volume beautiful. It is beautiful. So yeah. Again, I will not go into too much detail because otherwise this will be a 3-hour video. I'm just going to give you the broad picture. Forces metals or elevate. I will do forces metals for you. Again, forces metals in my view also looks absolutely fantastic. It really does. We made 2013, and then we just made a long bottom here. We broke out, when we started to really kick into gear here late 2020. We broke out 2021. Ever since, we were in this bull flag here, where we actually retested the basing high, so the basing high level here at roughly 0.3. And ever since, we have blasted higher. And last week, we broke out of the parallel channel to the golden channel there. And yeah, we are close to the 2021 highs, but definitely volume kicking in, breaking out heavily. And yeah, I think it might take, some time to get through, but I think it will get broken. And the measured move from this is roughly up to here, which adds perfectly with the bull trap high over there back in 2008. So that is, if we get the full extended move, we are looking at a 7x here again. Again, always do your own due diligence, because 7x sounds insane. And if we only get like 5 or 3, whatever, people come back and say, you promised me 7. So I said, no, this to me is the maximum greed target if we were to have a full move here again. But if this is wave 3 is usually, or it has to be longer than wave 1. So it makes sense to me. Norman here, also a guy that I see very, very often on Twitter. We will do GSVR. That's a company that I cannot pronounce, and I will not do here on live. A bit of an iffy chart in my view. I will say this: if we get down to here, we have the third spike, second spike, and this could be, the third spike low. However, we're now lower again, so that is not the count. In my view, if we get down to here roughly 0.15, that is a very good place to add or buy more. If we get down to here, maybe 0.16, that would be an ideal place. This move here is a bit iffy to make any compelling case, but you have a very big level coming across there at roughly 0.5, and then obviously the bottom down here. I don't think we will get down to here. That would be absolutely insane. In my view, we have a fast move up here, and then a broadening formation here. And usually broadening formations leads to a very volatile move at some point in time. And yeah, this is more bullish than bearish, that is for sure. So if you can get that 0.15, 16 in that range, I guess that is a great place to be, or a great place to buy into the stock here. I own this one myself, so that is also my plan. So 0.16, we are at 0.22, give or take at the moment. FCX from biggest, what's it called? Macus. Again, if I mispronounce your names, don't get offended. It is what it is. Okay. Okay, this is one that I've seen before, actually. Um, so yeah, this has definitely come a long way. And if we were to add in the top here, that would be the big one to get through. We had a bit of a possible diamond top here. Again, these are not something that I use very often, but for now, at least shorter term, we have some sort of bullish channel there. And yeah, in my personal view, I would just wait to see if we can break that roughly that $52 level. That will be the big one in my view. And looking at if we can see if we can have any good entries lower. No, that's just how I would frame. Do we have a line coming up from there? Yes, we do. So that is definitely one trend line to look for. If we break out, that could be where we have some big resistance coming in. But yeah, to me, very volatile stock, I will say. You can see the moves are just absolutely massive in each direction. But for now, we have at least a big move up and then a bit of an iffy pattern here. But as long as we are just, grinding sideways, I guess it is more bullish than bearish in my view. It is a $60 billion company. That is quite amazing. That is quite amazing, really. So yeah, look for the break for that golden trend line right there. Again, some charts are way easier to do when you're looking at them for the first time. I will do EFR for the next, and that is follows you. Boopy, there it is. There it is. I'm very fond of energy fuels. The only thing that is a bit iffy at the moment is that we haven't really, it has actually underperformed most of the miners. But long term, I have a very clear picture in my view. We have my neckline there. The pits are there, quite well defined. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Maybe you have to do like this shoulder. And yeah, when and if we break that $13 level, that is when this one is getting a massive move to the upside. Also this move up here into bullish sideways consolidation points to me that we are going to break out here very, very shortly. That would be a big target to get through. That is the Fukushima eye. I would expect if we get there at roughly 77. Yes, 77. We are at 10 right now. That is where people will take a lot of they will take a lot of profit right there. But if we want to do the max greed for me could be actually that is the measured move for that invert head and shoulders. If you take the lows from the 2020, if you don't, you can add it in there and add it on top, and then we actually get quite close to the flagpole measured move and the invert head and shoulders move. If you don't take out the spike low, it's actually well defined in my view. So yeah, EFR if it can get going here, you've seen last week was very, very good. Again, move up here, bit of an iffy bull flag, but it is there nonetheless. Yeah, this one looked primed as well. I am fully loaded in energy fuels myself, so I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and yeah, beautiful. EFR looks fantastic. A bit of a lag here, but it is what it is. M Miller, I will do the BW. What's that? CG? Black Wolf? I have seen that before, I think. Yeah, definitely a chart that is a bit iffy at the moment. Again, these, I think it's a very small, yeah, 20 million. So these very, very small explorers, whatever they are heavily independent on the mining, on the gold and silver going up. So these will be very spiky, but also when gold and silver stalls for a long period of time, as we have seen from 2020 until now, really, they will just drift lower. And yeah, the big level of the big golden trend line to get through is right here, right there. It is What's happening right now is that we can also add in, I think, one more. The chart is a bit iffy, so sometimes you don't get these. I would actually do this because that was more like that. And then we had a false breakout here, and we're just sliding lower now. So definitely, I think when you see volume kicking in, We actually had some volume here at the lows here, but when you see volume kicking in together with the metals going higher, that is probably where you could see that like this. Yeah, I would say look for this triangle, how it plays out. Again, if you see a huge drop here, that would be capitulation in my view. And then you can be very aggressive and buy into that. Or if you see a breakout there, then we could see the start of something. But again, I think this one has a lot of downward momentum, and it will take some time to undo that. But these small miners here, when they go, you are not in doubt, really. You have big green candles and a lot of volume. So look for that trigger, really. FSX. Yeah, I just dropped my a cable. Freeportman, we looked at this one. Oh, okay, we did look at that one, so we will not dive into that. Oh, that was the previous one. Excuse me, we are all the way down here. My bad, my bad. Stuff. Yeah, we can do the Canadian Sprott Physical Uranium Trust again. Again, I think yes, I think yes and no. I think this is a massive move to the upside. You know, we're getting a big spike here, also volume kicking in. Yes, this could be some sort of exhaustion move, but also it could be a sign that, again, the physical uranium market is very, very slim or very, very tiny. So yeah, and also there's not a lot of sellers up here. I think we could actually go to the all-time highs before we see any bigger resistance, because right now up here, I mean, we don't have much left to really get to there. That's where I think where we're going, and then we will see what happens. But definitely, yeah, these kind of moves here, when you're just grinding a bearish wedge and then you just blast to the upside, it's very, very powerful. But also, sometimes you should be, as you also so beautifully mentioned here, is this the last end of this move here? I do think longer term that we're going to break that high easily and then go higher. But again, for this cycle, I think we could find a high here in that vicinity. And that's also very much in line with, you know, the level between 100 and 130. That's the big gap from the from 2008. And I think we can actually, if we fill that gap, I think it would be actually nice to see some bullish consolidation there for like half a year. Yep, half a year, I said it, but it doesn't mean in that period that the miners will go down. That could just be a rotation from the metals into the miners, which is very often seen. PSIL, I have micro solar futures. No, PSIL. I don't think that's gold and silver, so I will not do that. No. Shugon here, 7 with a lot of different views. I will take. That's not a good one here. Find. I like what I see on Find. Shown it many times, so this one should be, you know, into a lot of. I should have a lot of lines here on this bad boy. Find again. Also, it's a very messy chart in my view. No clear guidance for me. So what I find for this one here is that falling wedge right there, and then we just went from that into straight sideways stuff. And to me now we are breaking that yellow tiny squeeze right here. We had that microstructure right there. If you look at the daily, this was covered on the channel as well. That microstructure right there. Usually when you have it could be, you know, something like this or whatever into an apex. Usually which way this one breaks so close to the apex, that's often where we see the break go. And we have had the volume is kicking in, the breakout is real. Yes, we could retest, beautiful. That is just an entry in my view, but definitely looking at the weekly, this is very strong move across the board. Adding the Bollinger Band, you can see if we have yet another week. These are usually how I see the Bollinger Bands. When you have Bollinger Band expansion, the first pierce here will get confirmed if we have a second here or the week after where we get a green. That means that the Bollinger Band starts to expand and you are riding that huge, lovely uptrend. So fine, looks really good here. Again, the trigger was at roughly 0.43. But again, I think this is the start of a trend here, or find, or base load, more commonly known as. Yep. That was it. Riot, no. Neo, no. I like Neo actually. I've covered this a lot of as well, but this is not gold, silver, or uranium. I don't know, whatever. J, I don't know. I have never seen this before. So I'm pretty. What's this? Nope, I cannot find that one. I don't want to spend that much time on it. Sorry. Mark, well, sorry for this. Paladin, sure, PDN, with a big, bold statement last week. But before we get to that, I want to show you the long-term stuff. This was the key moment in time, the break right here in August 2023 for Paladin. And you can actually see here the 2021 highs was the exact hit from that golden trend line. So that is just beautiful technicals, which PDN Paladin right now is following. So in my view, we have had a huge move up. Believing that's amazing. Sideways bullish consolidation, breaking out of a 15-year long trend line, a trend channel in this case. And you can see last week's candle right there, getting above the 2021 highs. Nothing to be bearish about at the moment. This is absolutely fantastic to see what Paladin is doing right now. Again, I'm very excited to see what happens when we open. You can see here the candle is a bit iffy on the daily. Again, we could retest the top of the. You can see there the 2021 and 2023 highs. We could retest that. Yes, beautiful. But again, the weekly, without any noise, even you go to the monthly, looks insanely good as we speak. I don't have any issues with Paladin at the moment, and I think until proven otherwise, every dip, every bull flag on the daily, maybe in the 4-hourly now, but not later on, should be bought in my view. Sure. Next resistance and possible time frame. Yeah, next resistance is you have the lows here at 1.4, but that should be a minor one. The lows from over here, you can see that 1.4, 1.5 is resistance. But we're almost there. We have just broken out, so I think that will be a minor one to really get taken out. It's first until we get up to here that we see the big resistance, in my view. FSM, Fortuna. I also think that chart is a bit difficult to do. Yeah, I actually only have one kind of. Again, when I don't have much to say, I will not do it because I will not try to say anything that I don't believe in. No, you should be red and you should be white. There it is. Good. The only thing that I can see here for Fortuna is actually that we have this zone here between 4 and 4.3. That's the big supply and demand zone there. Right now we are below. If we're getting above, I would highly think that actually we have made a bottom here. So getting above that 4.2, 4.3, whatever, I think Fortuna is a buy. If we go to the daily, we can actually do some bit more detailed views of that inverted head and shoulders. You can see it's coming across right there, drawn very quickly. It's not the best of the best, but again, it is there. So getting above 4.2, I think Fortuna looks really, really good. Also, what I like as well is the fact that we have a huge move up here into the red zone, the neckline, and we have some sort of sideways action here. The only issue that I see right now is actually that we could have a shorter term toppling pattern here. So it could be also that we're in for some sort of down move here. So there are two possibilities. Me to get above 4.2, but keep in mind that possible head and shoulders formation in the making here. That's all I can say for Fortuna. Hit it hard here with what's that? ALG. I think I know this one for some reason. I've seen, yeah, that's alligator. Did we cover alligator? I think we did, right? Yeah, we did. Alligator, we have looked at that. Alfred C here, also a guy that I see very, very often. The GDX. Let's look at First Majestic AG. Beautiful. Beautiful. I want to go to the non-log scale because I find that much more interesting. We came into the orange support here in a bullish falling wedge, and right now, breakout deep it's not deep, it's actually there. Breakout retesting as we speak. So again, it is really trying to do whatever it can to make some sort of bottom here. So again, look, if we get above that 6.6 or the neckline here, which is roughly a tad lower at roughly 6.3, But this to me is something that could be very, very promising. And I think looking at first Majestic, if we start to really see that move, that's also where you see silver really start to move as well, because usually the miners sniffs out the move in the metals beforehand. This was the bottom in 2016, massive move. And yeah, I think we are about to do similar right here for First Majestic. That is the big one on a log scale point of view, actually, just to clarify. So you can see here we're also breaking out deep retest on the log scale. But again, if we get above that 6.6, you're also breaking the log scale golden trend line there. So that's double confirmation. Good. Again, Newsom. Let's see what you have here. Matella, EXK. Oh, EXK. Okay, let's do that. That's Endeavor. Exactly, Endeavor. Again, one trend line says it all. And this is a major buying opportunity right here if you want to have an entry in Endeavor. Again, this is a big company, big-ish, 350, let's call it $400 million company. And yeah, the golden trend line says it all, really, in my view. And if we can zoom in, do we have any? We might have some stuff going on here if you want to do some micro. Yeah, I think I would put it somewhere around here. That's the short term that we need to break before we can, in my view, confirm this kind of retesting lower lows, high highs on the RSI, breakout here above, let's call it 2. I think that's a good sign for EXK, and that we are waiting to go higher on this stock here again. I own this one as well. I'm deeply in the red, so yeah, it is what it is. PBR also looks fantastic, Newsom. You know that, the Brazilian ticker. EU, Encore Energy. Yes. Amazing, amazing. There it is. There it is perfectly. Again, you can see here again, the break, we actually broke out of this one a bit earlier in 2020. However, ever since we have come up here, and that's not what I wanted to do. Excuse me. There it is. So quite clearly, we have had that bullish consolidation, like most of the charts has, from the 2021 highs. An internal trend line getting broken here in 2023, breakout retest, and we're going higher. This looks really, really good. And we're coming into some shorter term resistance right here above there. So definitely buy the pullback. If we get a deep retest, again, I'm not saying that we are. You can buy everything that we touch on that trend line there, or just confirm the break here above that red resistance right there. Again, I'm very excited what happens this week. If we keep blasting here, we could be in for some very, very big moves here over the next few months for uranium. But again, it could also be that we close the gap on URA for like a week or two, and then we will be primed to go. I don't care either way. It looks really, really good across the board. So that's Encore Energy. Again, the signal was also given here, that is when we went. And then it has just been a one-way street ever since, really, in an uptrend channel right there. So look for a break if you want to get in here at roughly 8.8, 5.8, my bad. REMX, that is copper. I think I will, let's do REMX. I haven't been looking at that for like, I have no idea. Maybe I should look at it more often. Again, bit of an iffy move here. This is a difficult chart to do, in my opinion. So yeah, it looks like we're really, yeah, it's very tricky because I cannot find any perfect lines to show you. I need to spend some more time on this if I were to give a good answer for that. I cannot give you a clear answer on this one, just straight up the fly here. That's a bit difficult for me, so I will not do it. Yeah, I think this will be part 1. I will just have some water and I'll do part 2. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. And yeah, again, thank you for all these beautiful, beautiful submissions. I love doing these. Again, some I have seen before, and some I haven't, or some of them, like this one, I haven't been looking at for ages. So stay tuned. Part 2 coming up. And yeah, thank you guys. Bye.